The students that I met when I first came here were very different quality than any people I'd met before.
I definitely thought it was going to be something, a great challenge. I wasn't quite sure, to be honest, if it was going to be something that I would be able to handle.
But I was nevertheless still pretty enthusiastic about coming because I knew that this would be a very maturing experience for me.
I remember talking with my friends all summer about the challenges I thought I was going to face and just the experience I was excited to have of growing academically.
You meet a group of students who are all very highly motivated, always pushing themselves to the limits, pushing themselves to be all that they can be.
And they're also very mature and obviously bright, and they're passionate about what they do.
Initially, I was struck with the diversity.
There are so many different people here.
Different perspectives.
Different backgrounds.
Diversity of religions.
A cultural difference.
I didn't expect to encounter all of the different viewpoints, politically, academically, religiously.
I was in a 9-person pod, is what they called it, and the religions ranged from like Judaism to Islam, Hinduism, Taoism, atheism.
I had heard rumors or stories about what the Northeast was like, especially the schools.
There's just this perception of spiritual death in the United States, and particularly in the Northeast.
The religious or spiritual climate on campus was different than I thought.
Faith is seen as something that's an interesting tidbit about you, or it's like a cultural difference or something that should be appreciated and valued but not really taken seriously as a whole different worldview.
A lot of times people will discuss different topics, but it's interesting because when you get to Christianity, there isn't such a tolerant, welcome environment.
Because it's such an academic place, people really question a lot of the faiths, and as a result, there's a large gap between people on this campus who have tremendous faith and there's people who have very little faith.
After years at influential yet secular colleges, as a student and then as a leader of a large faith-based ministry, it became clear to me that we had a unique opportunity before us. After all, a large percentage of the students graduating from these colleges go on to occupy positions of extraordinary influence in the respective fields: medicine, business, education, law, people of extraordinary influence in America and around the world. But one question needed to be asked: what kinds of leaders were they going to be? Here was an opportunity to change the world by engaging and changing its future leaders. Not only did we want to expose these students to Christ, but to provide leadership, training, skills, and experience, all built on the foundation of a biblical worldview that would inform every aspect of their lives. The goal was simple: to develop Christian leaders centered around a common cause: cultural transformation. In 2002, that idea became an organization, Christian Union, and the results have been amazing.
I was actually introduced to Christian Union through a friend that I had met during a freshman orientation.
I ran into a group of friends about midway through my freshman year, and they, kept on encouraging me, you have to come, you have to come.
I was invited to a Facebook event.
Someone knocks on my door, 2 guys, didn't know them. They're like, hey.
A couple of friends and we're all going to the introductory event, and that's how I got started with Christian Union.
It was awesome, and these guys ended up being my closest friends.
immediately I was hooked.
I was just, blown away.
I was really hooked by the fellowship.
I was looking for something like that.
I remember just being overwhelmed by the feeling of love in that place.
Well, I really enjoyed the intensity of Christian Union, and especially the Bible courses that they offered. After going to the first couple of ones, I knew that this was the place for me because I enjoyed the intellectual challenge.
The biggest highlight of my week every week is Bible study. I get together with 8 to 10 guys my age. We have a ministry fellow who leads us, and we just really go through life together.
Our worship services each week are awesome. It's just nice to get away from the craziness of school life and just completely, lay down all your cares and just worship God.
I really believe that one of the best parts of Christian Union is the mentorship program that they have developed with the ministry fellows here.
Early on as a student, I was able to meet with one of the staff members one-on-one almost every week, and that was, without a doubt, the highlight.
It's just been amazing to talk about my personal walk and to receive resources and just talk about anything that's just on my mind or on my heart.
They're such friendly and warm people that at the same time growing in head knowledge of God, we're also able to grow in heart knowledge of God because we are with such people who exemplify God's love and His glory for us.
She began to meet with me over the course of a semester and a half. Just every week I would just come and ask questions and more questions, and it was through that and through God's work in my life, in my heart, that I became a follower of Christ.
It's awesome to have someone who's such a spiritual model for me of the woman that I want to be and the godly woman that I should be.
Talking to such mature Christians, people who have been there before, have been through the same things, have had many of the same problems, it just really helps me in my walk with Christ.
The ministry fellows here have really shown me that they have an expectation for me to be a man of God, a leader, someone who will make a difference.
I've been around a lot of great coaches, a lot of great teachers, a lot of great mentors in my life, but I can honestly say that my ministry fellow has been the primary developer of leadership in my life.
The impact that Christian Union has had on my life and on the lives of students around me on this campus, and knowing that there are so many leaders on this campus, the impact that Christian Union could have could be huge, because these could be the people going out and being leaders not only in this nation but all around the world.
As you have just seen and heard, God is doing incredible work through Christian Union. Since its founding in 2002, it has grown significantly, impacting thousands of students, and participation is dramatically increasing every year. There is incredible spiritual momentum sweeping across these campuses as God is radically changing lives. In order to keep growing, we must always be expanding, adding staff, materials, facilities, and events. I want to encourage you to prayerfully consider how you might partner with us in this significant movement. We believe that any success Christian Union has is a direct result of our seeking and obeying God, and we invite you to join us in that process. I am very thankful for where we have been and what God in His grace has done. I'm especially excited about where we are going. Our world is in desperate need of change. We believe that together we can bring about that change by developing robust faith in the hearts of its future leaders, linking them together with a united vision to make a godly impact in the world. That is the mission of Christian Union.